Kuje is popularly regarded as Abuja's food basket because farmers in the local government are known for growing different types of food crops in large quantities for commercial purposes as well as household consumption. Located on the outskirts of the city, the largely pastoral town is about 45 minutes from the city center. However, insecurity is threatening Kuje's standing as the food basket of the FCT. Farmers there are increasingly finding it difficult to access their farms. There's more about that in the FCT in Focus segment, while in our interview segment, we speak with the chairman of Kuje Area Council on the situation in the area. This is Dateline Abuja. Hello and welcome to Dateline Abuja. I am Kayla Magwa. We begin with a roundup of major stories from Nigeria's presidency.
President Buhari has launched the national policy on fifth-generation technology for Nigeria's digital economy. During the launch, the president directed all security institutions to leverage on the technology when deployed, explaining that it will enhance security in the country.
5G technology is significantly faster than earlier digital technologies, and it provides near real-time communications. This can play a key role in boosting our efforts towards enhancing security across the nation. It will enable our security institutions to effectively deploy augmented and virtual reality to address any security challenges that we face. The policy was presented and approved at the Federal Executive Council meeting on the 8th of September 2021, following a robust debate. To this end, I hereby direct all the security institutions to immediately leverage 5G when deployed in order to beef up security in the country.
The president received His Royal Majesty Ogiame Atuase III, 5 months after his coronation as the Olu of Warri. During the meeting, the president promised to ensure fairness and justice for the Shakiri people in Delta State. The Olu of Warri had prayed for the unity of Nigeria and wants the federal government to put the 4 ports in Delta State to proper use. President Muhammadu Buhari received a briefing on the security situation in Zamfara State. The meeting held before the president's scheduled visit to the state was cancelled due to the weather condition in the area. The governor did not disclose what he discussed with the president to the media. Meanwhile, the president was in Sokoto within the week. Aside the official commissioning for the new Boa cement plant, he paid a courtesy visit to the Sultan of Sokoto, His Royal Majesty Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III. Within the week, the president received former President of Benin Republic, His Excellency Dr. Boni Yayi. The meeting was a private visit. The president also participated in the virtual ECOWAS extraordinary session on Burkina Faso. The recent political development in the country as a result of the January 24 military coup was central at the meeting, which was convened by the chairman of the Authority of Heads of States and Government of ECOWAS, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo of Ghana. The federal government is proposing an extension of fuel subsidy removal for 18 months to the National Assembly as it seeks an amendment of the Petroleum Industry Act. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Timipre Silva, gave the announcement during the weekly ministerial briefing at the State House.
We will apply for some amendment of the law so that we will still be within the law. We are proposing an 18-month extension, and then, of course, it's up to the National Assembly to look at it and then pass the amendment as they see fit.
For the first time this year, the president chaired the virtual Federal Executive Council meeting. After the meeting, the Finance Minister, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, announced that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has presented a request of 3 trillion naira to the Federal Executive Council as funds required to float the payment of fuel subsidy in 2022.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, has presented to the ministry a request for 3 trillion naira as fuel subsidy for 2022. And what this means is that we have to make an incremental provision of 2.557 trillion naira to be able to meet the subsidy requirement, which is averaging about 270 billion naira per month.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has been explaining how the federal government's interventions are yielding results, especially in terms of job creation and poverty reduction. He gave the explanation at the launch of the Bank of Industry's Aid for Productivity report.
Today, we witness the successes of a long and ambitious journey targeting and impacting MSMEs with interventions. The results, in my view, have far exceeded even what was envisioned. The infrastructure and processes that have been built to achieve this are nothing short of remarkable. Today, what we have is BOI's growth platform, Africa's largest infrastructure for direct interventions to MSMEs.
Professor Osinbajo is calling for reform in the nation's justice sector to engender confidence. He stated this while delivering his remarks at the 2022 Justice Sector Summit. Professor Osinbajo believes that a modern and people-oriented healthcare is fundamental to the country's growth and development. He stated this at the virtual inauguration of the Health Sector Reform Committee, which he leads. The National Assembly has re-amended the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to include provisions which clearly define the modes of primaries for political parties. Both chambers passed the harmonized version of the bill, which now includes direct, indirect, and consensus methods for political parties to nominate candidates for electoral positions.
Welcome back. Kuje is more than just a place that houses the popular Kuje prison. It is the mainstay of agriculture in the nation's capital, catering to both local farmers and international farmers. Kuje has been in the news for a plethora of negative stories, especially kidnappings, poor roads, poor electricity supply, poor health services. Kuje needs help, and the residents want that help immediately. Please watch this.
Kuje, one of the area councils on the outskirts of the FCT, is located some 45 kilometers to Abuja's central area. It's often regarded as the food basket of the nation's capital because of the number of farm settlements established in the area. Kuje is popularly regarded as Abuja's agriculture hub because farmers in the local government are known for growing different types of food crops in significant quantities for commercial purposes and household consumption. Some of these crops include groundnuts, maize, plantain, potatoes, rice, tomatoes and yam. It is known to have peasant farmers, the intermediate and the standard farmlands. However, insecurity is threatening Kuje's standing as the hub for agricultural produce of the FCT, as farmers there are increasingly finding it difficult to access their farms as they normally do because of the fear of being kidnapped.
The security issue is becoming alarming in this Kuje. I won't lie to you, once it's 6 o'clock, I don't even allow anybody from my household to move around, you know. But the police and the army, they are trying anyway, but they need to improve more. You know, issue of insecurity here is much.
The FCT administration, in collaboration with the chairman of Kuje Area Council here, has done a lot in improving the security of lives and properties of people living over there. If you go to Peggy, it is something, every day they break your house. You can't walk from here to Peggy so easily. Because one, you are afraid of the road. The road is so bushy, people can hide there, kidnapping, everything is happening on that road every day. Some people are even selling their houses and moving out of the town.
Where we are staying, I'm telling you, we are paying for the security ourselves. I'm telling you, the estate we are living, we are paying close to 350,000 every month for security alone. Where I'm living, our union home. We pay 350,000 every month for security.
In the last few months now, we have been having problem of maybe places where people bug into their houses at nights, and maybe at times on Sundays, if care is not taken, if you don't have anybody at home, people come around your house and do a lot of things. In terms of all these little stealings here and there.
Election or no election, the right thing has to be done. You understand? We are praying and begging the government to help us, most especially about insecurity. Our children cannot go out. We cannot go out freely, you know, in this area because of what is happening. So they should also, they go out there. When they go out there, all the things, the good things they see there out there, they should come here and also, bring out those things for it to work in this country.
According to police reports, at least 59 persons have been abducted in the area between December 2018 and March 2021. The situation is further worsened by the poor state of roads in the area, among other social amenities.
This place is supposed to be a very good satellite town that will attract people from all walks of life. But if you look, the infrastructure here we have here, let's talk about the roads. The road is very poor. Only one road starting from Kuje Junction, linking into Kuje Central area, only one road. Secondly, there is no potable water, no good drainage system, no light. So the rate of infrastructure here is very poor.
We don't have good roads. We don't have good roads. You can see we don't have good roads. We don't need to pretend about it. You know, it's just like when election is coming, the local governments, they will begin to do one thing or the other. But apart from when election is over, you can go to hell. That's just the truth. That we don't have good road. We don't have good road. I have to be honest with you.
They need improvement. Like in my own area in Dafara, we have some roads that need to be put in place. So I believe that they need improvements. Apart from road infrastructure, also need water and the stable power supply.
We don't have security, we don't have water, we don't have light. Light is nothing to talk about light. You see, I just go and buy fuel for my generator. We burn fuel every day. So what are we benefiting? Nothing. And I'm paying my tax.
The problem in Kuje is that no road. But this road here, in the night, you can't pass it. If it is before, you will see that kidnapping, raping in this Kuje road. That's why this village, I don't know, even they give me, I don't know how we live. The road is too choked up. There's another village again here. Before you enter inside, all your face, you will turn to dust because the road, they didn't tile anything.
While the leadership of Kuje Area Council says it's working on improving the state of infrastructure, the Federal Executive Council approved the award of contract for the full development of Kuje Road.
I presented 2 memos. All of them are for road projects, which keys into the FCT administration and Mr. President's desire to prioritize infrastructure projects. The first one is the approval for the award of contract for the full scope development of the FCT Highway number 105. Highway number 105 is popularly known as the Kuje Road. That's the road that links Kuje satellite town with the interchange at Kiami. And that project has been awarded, or rather approved, to Messrs. Arab Contractors Nigeria Limited at the total price of 54,909,160 naira. It is expected to be completed within the period of 4 years. For those of you who know that road, it's a road that, of course, if done, is going to reduce traffic congestion on that stretch of the road, open up the whole of Kuje town, and provide alternative route by linking to the Kuje-Gwagwalada road.
The Kuje agricultural hub could well catalyze the achievement of food security in the nation's federal capital. That can only be possible if the farmers in the community are secured and have access to their farmland.
My guest on the program is the chairman, Kuje Area Council, Alhaji Abdullah. How much was he given in 2021 for the development of the council? Why is kidnapping thriving in Kuje? These roads in Kuje have been the bane of its council's existence since its inception. Is there any hope that the roads can be fixed? Well, Alhaji Sabo addresses these issues and says he's doing his best. Malam Abdullah Sabo, welcome to Dateline Abuja.
It's my pleasure.
Let's talk a bit about the security situation in Kuje, because Kuje, you know, apart from the prison, which is what a lot of people know Kuje for, unfortunately, it's also a very interesting farming area. It's where the bulk of the farming in the FCT happens. But there's also a lot of kidnapping in Kuje, and this is actually affecting a lot of the farming that goes on there. You're the chairman of that council. Tell us about how much of a problem this is for you and the residents.
Kuje Area Council is always tagged as the food basket of FCT. The rural dwellers are predominantly farmers, and there are a chunk of people here who are highly influential, who have farmland in Kuje Area Council. Before now, Kuje Area Council used to be one of the most peaceful area council. Of recent, there was invasion of the bandits in Kuje Area Council, who resort to kidnapping. But glory be to God, that have subsided.
Let's talk a bit about how many people have been kidnapped. Let's say in 2021. How many kidnappings have happened
average
in
of
Kuje?
20 people have been kidnapped.
20 people?
20 people.
How much ransom has been paid?
Honestly, to the best of my knowledge, I don't have idea, because we don't pay ransom as government.
Not
And
the
even
government,
when
for
they
the
do-
people who have been kidnapped.
That's what
We
I'm
did
saying.
hear there are people who were paying ransom of 100,000 naira in Kuje.
What I'm saying, when we interact with people who are victims and tell them whether ransom has been collected, they don't want to disclose. Don't know whether it is the people who tell them not to do that. They always tell them that they were released. So I don't know how much was involved in terms of releasing the victims of kidnapping.
20 kidnappings in 2021. What have you done about that
were
situation?
kidnapped.
Oh, well, how many people have been
20
released?
people were kidnapped.
Yes.
And they were all released.
All of them were released.
20 people. Not
But
that
you're
20
not
kidnapping
clear.
took place.
But you're not clear on whether they paid ransom. A lot of them don't want to talk about it. Understandably
Yes,
so.
yes.
So what are you doing about that situation?
But as far as what have subsided, we're able to provide some vigilante, because we understand that the security apparatus of the government is not enough to be able to come to the area council because of the terrain.
So that's a direct statement to the FCT minister, that the security apparatus in Kuje is not sufficient to keep Kuje secure. You just said
It's
that.
not directly to the minister per se, because the minister is not in control of the security of the federation. So what we are saying
So
is
that's to the
known,
Inspector General of Police or to
that-
the FCT Police Command.
That is known facts all over the country, that the personnel within the security apparatus are not enough to be able to combat the situation of the country.
How many do you need in Kuje?
We
How many
need-
do you have?
we
And how
need-
many do you need? How many posts are there?
At the moment, as also in the insecurity situation, additional divisional police station was allocated to Kuje Area Council, that is coming between Kwale and Kuje, which is situated in Yabu, and we have additional one in Pegi. At the moment, we have about 4 divisional police officers and about 8 outposts of police. It's not about the outposts, it's about the manpower.
So you need more. How many more do you need?
If we can get like 1,000,
8,000 people to guard Kuje.
yes, it's possible.
8,000 police officers.
You know the ratio, the international ratio of how many ratio of security people are to the citizenry.
So
you
what's
know, we're
the,
not
what
there
would the
yet.
ratio, if we give you it, if the Inspector General of Police or the FCT Police Command decided to send 1,000, you said 1,000 police officers to Kuje, what would be the ratio to the citizens?
Kuje Area Council has about 280 community and had 10 political ward, with a difficult terrain for now. Though we're trying to see how we can make the community accessible by opening roads at the rural areas at the moment. For instance, every ward will be given an average of 10 policemen. Every political ward.
With that,
It
the
will reduce
level of
issue-
kidnapping would be
it will reduce not
subsided.
only kidnapping, the level of insecurity within the FCT or within Kuje Area Council will be reduced to the barest minimum.
Apart from kidnapping, what are some of the other things that you're facing in Kuje?
In terms of insecurity,
Yes, in terms of insecurity.
banditry was always, there used to be theft in the past.
Yes,
but
because that is actually another story about Kuje, the fact that there are a lot of robberies.
There used to be theft in the past, but now that they found kidnapping more lucrative and it's less in terms of risks, so the issue of robbery and reduced to the barest as far as Kuje Area Council is concerned. At least most of the people in Kuje Area Council now at the moment, in terms of robbery, they can sleep with their eyes closed.
You know, for a suburb, 20 people being kidnapped is quite a lot for a suburb. And you have to understand that for many residents of the FCT, they don't look kindly on area council chairman. The reason is, most people do not know that you exist. Well, we know that there's an area council. We know that somebody must be manning this area council, but we hardly ever hear about who they are or what they do, because everyone knows that when there's an issue, we're in the federal capital, we call the police. The area council chairman, who have been given the job of securing this, you get allocations. All these things come to you. How can you engender more confidence in your people? Because it's not just about you. It's other area council chairmen in the FCT, to be honest. We don't know who you are. We hear your names like mysteries. And then when it's time for elections, we suddenly start to see a lot of you come out of the woodworks.
It's easier to say that we don't do anything because maybe that is the perception. But I want to tell you that we're doing a lot as area council chairman. It's not easy to deal with people at that level. You wake up every day, you see people, you interact with them, you go to them, and those people are people who they live in their own world. Let me use that word. So you deal with them according to the situation and according to their character and characteristic. So we are visible. We are doing our best to make sure that that third-tier government at least make an impact to an average citizen in the society. So it's not true when they say you are not visible or only surface when elections are around the corner. I don't think it's true.
Let's talk a bit about the access roads. You said 5 roads.
5 streets.
5 streets. That's in how long? How long did it take to do these 5 streets?
In less than 1 year.
So in a year, 5 streets in Kuje?
Within Kuje Metropolis.
Within Kuje Metropolis.
But we've opened up more than 10 roads in the rural areas.
One of the reasons why people have been complaining about the banditry in Kuje is the fact that the access roads to Kuje, those are not roads. Those are rocks. You're navigating through rocks. That's how it is.
To the glory of God, we've reduced that to the barest minimum as it is today.
How? 5 streets. The access road to Kuje is still a problem.
Access road where?
The access road to Kuje. And apart from that, when bandits enter into a place, what makes it easy for them to be able to commit their crimes and go away is the fact that they cannot be chased.
That's what I'm saying. And because of that, that's why we're able to now have to open roads in the rural areas. And the ones that are in bad shape, we're able to rehabilitate it so that to be motorable. So that will be easier access to people in case of any...
Which roads are you talking about?
We're talking about Darka Hunegadabuke Road, which is hard-band road in National State. We're talking about Darka Road. We're talking about Yanche Road, which previously kidnapping has taken place there. But now, to the glory of God, that road is motorable. Today, if you go to Kushako in Kuje, by the special grace of God, we've changed the narrative. Today, the road is not only accessible, but it's motorable, to the glory of God. We have Wall Street, we have Angonzara. Most of those roads before, they are dilapidated. But to the glory of God, today, people ply that road as if they are in the city.
Malam Abdullah Hisabo, good luck.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you very much for being with us on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to Alhaji Abdullah Hisabo and to all who spoke to us on the program this week. The FCT is preparing for area council elections. As residents of the nation's capital, the coming elections afford us the opportunity to elect political leaders in our local communities. We complain so much about the poor infrastructure in the FCT, especially in the suburbs. The people we elect on February the 12th, 2022, are charged with the responsibility of fixing this infrastructure. We must hold them to account. Let's get to know them and insist they do their jobs. Get involved. Please come out and vote. It's about 2 weeks from now, so you have the time to make up your mind. That's Dateline Abuja this week. Please let us know the happenings in your neighborhood using the social media handles showing right now on your screen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kayla Magwa. See you next time.